Welcome back to Amy Kardashian and the Expert Show, where the experts share their knowledge, wisdom, and powerful insights to help you transform your business and personal life. I'm your host, Amy Kardashian, not Kardashian. In this segment, I have a wonderful guest with me. His name is Nick Arnett. And Nick is going to talk about how to have a great attitude, work with team, and keep your sense of humor. This is a great subject. We all like to keep our sense of humor. Welcome, Nick.
Hi, Amy.
How are you?
Hi, everybody. I'm great. It's so fun to be on your show.
Well, it's nice to have you. I watched a little bit about, your video, and you're pretty, you have a lot of knowledge and funny at the same time. So you keep your sense of humor pretty good.
Why, thanks. Well, I liked your joke about the Kardashian, and I thought that was funny. See, that was good.
That's good. I'm glad you liked it. So tell us a little bit about you first. You're an author, a speaker. Tell us a little bit about you, and then we're going to teach them how to work with the team and keep their sense of humor.
Absolutely. Well, I started out in stand-up comedy. I did that, and I still do some, but now primarily I'm a speaker and auctioneer. I auction off antique Chinese art. I do that also on a regular basis. And then I am an author. I have a book called Niwi and Glee: How to Have a Great Attitude, Work as a Team, and Keep Your Sense of Humor.
Wow. We all could use that, because life could be difficult sometimes, and we forget that we were smiling more and having fun when we were children, and then we get older and it gets more heavy, and we need to remind ourselves to loosen up a little bit and have fun. So it's great.
Amy, you are so right on. The average adult on a good day laughs only 14 times on a good day.
Wow.
And the average child laughs average of 400 times a day.
Oh my goodness. So, you see, I mean, we don't even think about it. Thank you for bringing that out. 400 times a child could, when we were kids, we were laugh and have fun and smile, right?
Yeah, it's so easy. Yeah, but then we start taking ourselves too seriously.
I want to learn from you.
Well, hey, we can all learn from each other. We just have to remind ourselves, and that's part of it. Part of having a great attitude. That's where we start.
Yeah.
Because, Amy, it's really interesting. A UCLA study says that 73% of our self-talk is negative. 73% of that, okay? On top of that, typical conversation, an average conversation, contains something negative, a complaint every minute. Every 1 minute there's a complaint. Now that's a problem, because what happens is your brain gets rewired to hearing complaints. It makes your brain easier to work. If it gets used to hearing complaining, it rewires itself for complaining, which ultimately can have an effect on the part of your brain called the hippocampus, which is no good, because that's where your main thought processes happen. And when that's all shrunk up, you're in trouble. So it is really, really, really bad for you, negative attitude. So we have to replace
is the key.
Right?
Absolutely.
Agreed?
Education. Yeah.
Yes.
So what do we need to do? How can we recognize that? And how can we remind ourselves?
Things will happen. When something negative happens, you have to ask yourself 4 questions. Mm-hmm. What part of this can I do nothing about? What can I do something about? Another one, how can I keep these negative thoughts going and get myself even more upset? Because that's not going to do you any good. And then finally ask yourself, at this point, what are my options? You have to take control of the situation. You can't let it take control of you.
So it's kind of like negotiation with your brain. I do a lot of that.
You have to tell it.
I do negotiation.
You have to tell it.
Yeah.
Amy, thank you so much. You have to tell yourself that you are in charge of yourself. You're in charge. Your brain, your body, however it feels, doesn't tell you what to do. You tell it what to do. And how you do that, friends out there, everybody, every single day, simple to do. Make yourself do something every day. At least one thing that you do not feel like doing.
So
people always wait till they feel like it.
Okay, how that would expand your brain, or in this way maybe you will feel like you're in control by doing something you don't want to do. You are in control of that. Is that what the result is?
The result is acting yourself into a feeling instead of feeling yourself into an action. Nice. Once you start moving, once you start doing it, a lot of people out there go to the gym, don't feel like it, but when they get there, hey, I'm sure glad I did that, or glad I went out there and took that walk, glad I returned that email that I've been putting off for so long. Those things, you get those little things done and they make you feel better because you did it instead of letting it hang over you.
Yeah, we all have something that for example, I'm very positive thinker. I think positive of everything, but I'm gonna use what you told me because I don't like exercise. So
Okay.
I need to push myself and then do it anyway. So I'm gonna use this technique what you're sharing with me. See, we learn from each other.
And be nice to yourself, Amy. Even
Yeah.
easy exercise. Just walk. Walking 3 times a week for 30 minutes is as effective as any antidepressant that's available. That's a
Interesting.
Duke University study. Go ahead and Google that, everybody out there. But that's what research has shown.
Wow. Okay.
Just walking. So easy.
That is wonderful. When we come back, I want you to give us more of your knowledge and wisdom. And I'm sure a lot of people are enjoying our conversation right now because who doesn't go through this stuff and negative thoughts and we
Exactly.
put ourselves down. So I appreciate your sharing your wisdom with us. We will be right back very shortly.
Are you frustrated and wasting time searching for high-quality education and entertainment and not finding it? Stop wasting your time. We've got your solution. Our 3 dynamic and unique online TV shows provide you with high-quality and easy-to-find content. Everything from business skills and self-development to book and movie reviews and everything in between. At akexpertstv.com, you'll find high-quality experts in their field. In one place, at no cost to you. Visit www.akexpertstv.com today.
We are back with Nick Arment talking about how to keep sense of humor when you're going through a difficult time and to keep your attitude. So talking about attitude, Nick, how can we reach people when they have bad attitude and they develop that? How they could work through it to change their thoughts from
Well,
bad
it's
attitude
difficult to
good?
change. Difficult to change others, but of course, when we change our attitude and we don't buy into the negative behavior, because a lot of people operate in what's called a reactive mode instead of an active mode. So their response is based on how somebody responds to them. So when you're in control, if somebody disrespects you or says something negative, don't let them determine what kind of day you're going to have or what kind of person you're going to be. You just have to rise above it. Because when you start having this combat with somebody, only more negativity can ensue. And that's what you want to avoid. That's when it gets
It's kind
ugly.
of like you give them your control. You give them power to control
Thank you. And a lot of people just love that. They live for that. They live in that negative mode. They're the complainers that
And
we talked about early on.
probably they don't even notice it that they're giving their control out, right?
Exactly.
Wow.
And a lot of times these people that are difficult in our lives, they're not spending a lot of time thinking about how difficult they make in our lives. That's just how they are. They're just, some people out there are knuckleheads.
That's right.
Doggone it.
That's
Yeah,
right.
that's why they need your show.
Thank you so
Yes.
much. I appreciate
Yeah.
that. So tell us how to keep a really good sense of humor working with the team.
Okay, well, first of all, teamwork. I'll go real simple because we don't have a lot of time here. But teamwork is not a natural thing for really, not in this society, in American society, not a big thing. We tend to value individual efforts, not team efforts. Think of your favorite team of any kind out there, favorite band. You can name a few of the key players on a team or in a band. You might know the lead singer, the lead guitar player, but you don't know everybody that made that thing happen. Same with a sports team. You might know the quarterback, maybe a couple running backs. So we really don't value that as much. So we have to define, you need to define what a team is because it's a very, very, very vague concept. So to have a team, you have to decide what you're actually going to call your team because any definition you come up with will be what your team is. So those of you out there, you have to decide what it means to be a team. What is the team? Is it one person doing all the work, everybody getting all the credit, everybody doing all the credit, but another team entirely gets the credit? That could be a team if that's your definition. So you have to define what a team is. Another simple thing, a team should have a goal. You should have a motto. Every single person on that team should know what that motto is because when you have that in your head, what's your motto? What's your goal for the team? Everything you do reflects that motto, that goal. Everybody knows what it is. You can't call somebody a team player if they don't know what the definition of the team is and where that team is supposed to go and what's expected of them. You have to be very clear about what a team is.
So that's why sometimes teams, they don't work together well, because they don't know what they're working and which kind of teamwork they need. So they're everyone going in different direction. And there is stress, and they're going through some stress. Is that what it is?
They're going through stress. Well, they're just going through different ideas of what they think teamwork is. I mean, we're geared to be the best individual we can be. We're geared to stand out as one person. Hey, I'm the star of the team, instead of everyone working together to produce the common good. Okay. That's what we want to. If that's what you want your team to be, that's the kind of team I'd like to be on.
Nice.
Yeah.
So how to keep our sense of humor? So you're working hard, the team is working hard. How could we, is one person changes the attitude of everyone? What is it? Tell us.
Well, some simple ways are to let other things be funny for you. I'm saying we're living certainly in the most politically correct era ever, and it's only going to continue more and more. So only use comedy that's appropriate. Anything you use, any kind of humor you use, just expect that everybody's going to know what joke you use. So just even use that as your base. That it has to be something that no matter who heard it, they wouldn't be offended. That's how safe you have to play it. But let other things be funny for it. Maybe a funny picture that you found. I collect funny pictures I have that are appropriate, and I share them with people because visual humor is the easiest. You can Google clean jokes about different subjects. That's an easy way. You can just share experiences, things that have happened to you. You could have maybe a tale of woe, the worst thing that happened to you on your way to work, and have a contest every week. Whoever had the worst experience, maybe they get a prize. So you could turn something negative into something funny, because most humor that comedians use comes from something negative that happened to them. And that's hey, when something bad happens, there's a joke in there somewhere. So that's what we need to look for. The silver lining. Yeah, a lot of our jokes are yesterday's problems are today's jokes very frequently.
So
yes.
It's kind of like you would say, if you're leading the team, this is an idea for me maybe to email your team, or when you see them, a joke of the day or something like that, just to lift them up. Because I believe when you're lift up, you could produce better, because you get out of your own way and your ego and all that, because when you smile, it just gives you that.
Many studies will show that when people are in a good mood, they actually do better work. And those people out there that your managers, I love this. Herb Kelleher, he was the co-founder of Southwest Airlines, and they still use a lot of humor on Southwest Airlines. He says, it is what you do that defines you as a leader, not how you appear. Nice. All right? It's what you do.
And then how you make people feel, how you make your team feel.
Isn't that great? You know, one of my favorite quotes is, people won't always remember what you've said, but they'll always remember the way you've made them feel.
You make them feel. And if you know how to lift your team up, or even if you're not the leader, you work with team, you lift them up, they're going to love you. They're going to work with you. So it does make a difference.
Exactly. You put them at ease. Just like when we do a radio show, there's always a little bit, hey, a little nervous, never worked with you before, but then you see the way you introduced yourself, perfect.
Thank you.
That is so good. Humor is the shortest distance between two people. It really is.
It takes the barrier away, right?
Yes. And a smile and visual humor is fantastic, particularly if you're working with different age groups and different cultures, those kind of things. Visual is probably a lot better to use as well. I live in Los Angeles. We're very multicultural, so I use a lot of visual type humor when I address my audiences.
Nice. I'm so glad that we get the chance to meet and to give this knowledge to people, to help them in their business, because it's really powerful when you really lift someone up, you lift your team, and then your business will lift up. So I thank you so much. I would like you to give us your website where they can reach you.
Oh, that'd be great. Yes, nickarnette.com. NICKARNETTE.com.
Nice. And I hope
follow
to have
me on
you
Facebook
again.
And all that other stuff.
Great, Nick. Well, thank you so much for being on my show. You definitely lifted my spirit up, and I appreciate that.
Same with you, Amy. You're awesome.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Okay.
Thanks again.
And for you, stay tuned. We'll be right back. I didn't focus on my weaknesses. I focused on my strength, and I was able, not only to lead myself, I was able to lead my team into success. Many people ask me, what do you mean by awakening the powerful leader within you? I have been leading myself and others for years. Well, I tell them, of course you have, but did you know that you have way more power than you can ever imagine? See, you and I, we were born with the capability to lead ourselves to live our purpose. Then life's challenges and obstacles come along and buries our capabilities. How do I know that? I know it because life happened to me. My question to you today is this. What are you creating? Now, I don't know what he was thinking. Maybe he was thinking I'm gonna download something.